Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me for day 4 of my 12 days of DIY Christmas crafting. Today we are going to do a Christmas card, and I already cut out my sheets here. I have the card base that I cut at 5x7. And then I have a red backing that is about a 1/4 inch shorter on all sides. And then I have my white backing that is another 1/4 inch around all sides shorter. Then I have a polka dot ribbon that I purchased from Michaels. And then I have my two, I don't know what you call these pieces, but my two circles. They're part of the design. And then I have some stamps. I already stamped this one. Actually, I printed it on the computer. I was going to use the stamp, but then I actually have a stamp that I'm going to use for the inside. So I wanted to make sure that I had it all together. So let me show you how I cut out the stamp here. So here I have my Sizzix Big Kick machine, which I purchased from Tuesday morning. And I already printed out Merry Christmas using my silhouette. I am just going to take my metal oval die and I am just going to die cut around that because I actually like the print and the size that I got from this versus the size on my stamp. And I think I already did a video demonstration of this. If I find it, I'll put a link down below. But once you roll it through, it cuts out your oval perfectly. And now I'm just going to do the backing for the bigger die so that I can glue them on top of each other. I'm going to push this precision press to the side. We're going to come back to that a little bit later. And what I'm going to start with is gluing all of my pieces down with my Tombow. Some people like to use a wet glue, and I just think that it just makes it a little lumpy, and so I don't really like that. So I'm just going to do piece by piece. So this is my base card again, and it measures 7 in length, 7 inches by 5 inches in width. So it's a 5x7 greeting card. So I turned it to the side because that is the way I'm actually going to use it. And I'm going to put my stamp right there in the middle. And then that is the design for this card. So I am going to glue down my Merry Christmas to the backing, the red backing, which is going to be layered. So I'm going to do my 2 cards first, layer it with my ribbon, layer it with the accent card, and then put it on the actual base of the card. And here I'm just going to take my bone folder and make sure I smooth it out so that there are no air bubbles or gaps in, and that is the first piece there. Now we are going to take the ribbon. I'm going to measure it out to try to center it out as much as I can, centering it as far as the length of the ribbon as well as the placement for the actual oval design. And then we'll glue that all together. All right, so now we are ready for the next layer, and I am going to glue this onto the white card, center it as much as possible, even though I probably should have used a ruler for this, but I'm just going to trust my eye just for the video. But if you want it to be perfect and for perfection, definitely use a straight edge device. So again, going back to my Tom bow, and I am going to glue this up, and then I will stick it down. Okay, before you get to this part, make sure you have it right where you want it, because once you start using that bone folder, you will not be able to lift it up without messing up your paper. So, measure twice, glue once. All right, and now it is time to throw on our accent card. We'll get it glued down, measure it out. It's only about 1/8 inch. I think I said 1/4 initially, but it's about 1/8 inch all the way around. So sorry guys, but do whatever you like when you're making your card. If 1/4 inch is good for you, then do 1/4 inch. And I probably would have done that. That was probably what I was supposed to do, even though I did not. But whatever looks good for you, do that. So I'm just going to glue the mess out of this backing, and then I am going to glue the white to the red. And the tricky part here is getting the measurement even all the way around the perimeter. Sometimes it will work for you, sometimes it'll work against you, but hopefully whoever gets this card will understand that 1, it is a handmade card, and 2, it was made with love regardless. All right, and now it is for the last part as far as the assembly of the card, and that's just gluing our accent card down to the base of our card. All right, and here we go, smoothing out the last part. I'm really liking this card. It's simple and cute, and yeah, ready to go. Now we're going to stamp the inside with our sentiment, and then we'll be all done. And then I'll just have to sign it. I'll handwrite sign it. So I forgot I had bought a new ink pad, and along with that, I didn't realize I bought a new Merry Christmas stamp as well. But I am loving this Christmas red. That is not the name. I purchased it from Michael's, and it was, no, I'm lying. I purchased it from Joann's, and they had so much on sale. I couldn't even tell you how much it was. So I am just going to use my stamp. I'm going to do a little practice because I'm not a stamper person. I'm not a good person to stamp with. So I am just going to do a test run and make sure that I get it all inked out. I saw a video where they actually did the ink pad on top of the stamp versus the stamp on top of the ink pad. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I'm going to do it this way. And as you can see, I'm inking it a lot because I want to make sure that it gets on there. And it looks pretty good. I think I did a good job for that first one. So now I am going to ink directly onto the card. Hopefully I won't mess this up. And there it is. I actually did a pretty good job at getting it stamped on. And I think I just want to add something else to it. I have a stamp here that has like a little holly. I think I'll add that on, and I will use my precision press to do that. The great thing about using the precision press is that once you put your gel sentiment on it, it stays in place, and you can actually use the glass window to make sure that you are placing it exactly where you want it. So I'm just going to lay it down on the card first, and then I will pull the glass window down and it'll stick onto the glass window, so I know that it'll be right where I want it. I see I was pressing a little too hard. I got some of the red ink on the side, so I am just going to take, for right now, some hand sanitizer and just wipe around it so that when I press down on my card, it won't get on there. And then I also realized I moved the card, so it's not going to actually be in the same spot because I moved the card. But I'll make it work. All right, so let's get this baby back in place and make sure that we stamp in the right spot. So I am just going to do a visual press. I'm not actually pressing it on the card. I just want to make sure that I have my card in the right spot before I press down, and then I press. So I want to make sure all of that ink comes off of the, I don't even know what the rubber thing is because I'm not a stamper, but I'm saying it's a stamp. But I am pressing it on. And right there, I just showed you guys that it was called a precision press, but I said that multiple times throughout this video. This is the ink that I used, and it should be good to go. I always get nervous, though, when I do ink because I'm afraid that it's not going to press. But it is well enough for me. All right, so I'm just going to blot that off. It has a little alcohol on it, and then I will take it out the way. Isn't technology great? I was actually able to cut and slice this segment and flip it upside down so you guys can see the card the right way. So real quick, I will just make a card to match with my We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch. I'll leave a link to my Amazon store down below where you'll be able to search for all the products that I use. So I checked out the size that I needed for the card, and I am going to grab a piece of paper from my paper stash. And since I have polka dots on the ribbon, I'm going to use a polka dot sheet, but the polka dots are going to be on the inside. That way I can mail it since we are not handing out cards. And I'm going to cut it down to the size that is listed on the envelope punch. And then once I cut it down, then I am going to start to punch. All right, so I'm referring back to my punch to find out where I am going to punch the first hole and do my swipe. Now, I believe I have a video for this one as well. If you would look into my unboxing playlist, you should be able to see where, and actually I'll list the unboxing playlist. You should be able to see all the tools that I am using. I will do a specific video for my We Are Memory Keepers tools a little bit later after Christmas, where you can see how I use each and every one. So for right now, this is going to be quick. All right, now that it's all ready, let's see if the card will fit inside. And voila, it fits perfectly. I'm super excited. Now all I have to do is put some red double-sided tape at the top so that when I'm ready to mail it off, I'll have a sealant for it. Alright guys, as I come to a close, I want to make sure you are following me all over social media at Zariah's Creations. That would be on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, as well as YouTube. Make sure you click that like and subscribe button down below to be the first to know when there's a new video posted to this channel. And I'm really loving my card, guys. I think I'm going to make a couple more just like this, and then I'll change up the pattern to do some more for family and friends. I hope you all have a safe holiday. Make sure you come back for day number 5. See ya.